There's one bloody piece of hair that doesn't want to look nice. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing the letter C of the A to Z of me. The last one I did was obviously the letter B. I did that about 3 months ago, and so today I'm going to talk about cheerleading, cancer research and children. That third one sounds a bit creepy, but it'll make sense when I get to it. Also, I've got a feline friend in my room with me today. Molly is in my room, so she may or may not appear in the video at some point, and if you hear like little jingle bells, then it's her little collar. So yeah, just thought I'd point that out. She's currently like sniffing my tripod and rubbing herself against it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is cheerleading. Now, I did cheerleading when I did my undergraduate degree at university, and I did it for the whole 3 years that I was there, and I really enjoyed it. I made some amazing friends whilst I did cheerleading, some of which I still speak to now. And yeah, I really just loved being a cheerleader. Not to be typically known as, oh, cheerleader, because there is a lot of like, when people think of the word cheerleader, they think pom-poms, they think like over the top, they think bitchy, but it's not about that at all. Being a cheerleader requires you to be like quite strong, and especially in my position, because I was the flyer, so I got chucked around in the air, and it requires a lot of teamwork, a lot of dedication. It's fun, it's a lot of fun, especially when we used to go out on our social events. Every Wednesday we used to go out dressed as different characters, or there was a different theme, and that was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of dedication. There was 2 teams. There was the varsity team and there was the competition team, and I just wanted to be in the varsity team. We used to train twice a week, on a Wednesday and on a Sunday. And you know, even though it was quite a lot of hard work, it was so much fun, and especially when we actually got to perform in basketball events or American football or ice hockey, you know, and seeing the crowds reaction to our performances, like that's what made all the training and hard work and dedication worth it. And like I said, I made some really good friends whilst I was at cheerleading. I'll insert some pictures of when I did cheerleading throughout the video. Obviously I haven't got any fancy editing software where I can show you whilst I'm speaking, but I will insert some videos, pictures. I will also link down below videos which I have on my channel from performances that I did. Obviously you won't be able to see me, and I have, again, no fancy editing software where I can like insert an arrow or something being like, hey, this is me, but you will get a feel of the sort of performances that we used to do. Now, cheerleading was quite an expensive sport, I'm not gonna lie. In our first year, the costumes that we had, or like the, I don't know what you call them, we'll just call them costumes for now, that we had were made in America, so they cost £180. But like any other sport that you get involved in, if you're really passionate about it, then you will have to spend that money, and it's just part of the sport really. Any sport that you do, there will be sportswear that you have to buy, there will be equipment that you have to buy, and I had to spend money on not only what we had to wear, but bag equipment. So we had these bags, which I still have actually. We had these bags printed with our names on, and it said the name of our university and then cheerleading on it. There was just a lot of things really. The bows that we wore on our head, trainers. You have to have like specific cheerleading trainers, which were £80, and they were white and they had to be completely flat. Cheerleading was a big part of my life when I did my first uni course, and that's why I wanted to mention it in this video. And also, you guys may know from previous videos my friend called Amy, and I met her through cheerleading, and you know, she's still one of my best friends. And so yeah. The next thing is cancer research, and the reason why I'm mentioning this is because for about 7 or 8 years now I have done Race for Life, and that is all to raise money for cancer research. Now, I am sure that every single one of you watching this in some way or another will have been affected by cancer research in some way, whether it's you personally, whether it's someone in your family or a friend. And for me, cancer has affected a cousin who was diagnosed with brain cancer, and unfortunately he passed away at the age of 21. I've also had an uncle who was that cousin's father passing away with lung cancer, and I had an auntie who fortunately she survived breast cancer, which is quite a common one. Oh, there she is, look, she's come to say hello. Hello. I mean, I know that Race for Life is specifically for like breast cancer and that side of cancer research, but nonetheless, I have done it for 7 to 8 years continuously, raising money for cancer research. I really enjoy it. I will try and find some pictures of years when I've done it and dressed up. And it's just so much fun. Last year I did it with my friend Jess, my friend Preet, and my sister, and we actually did the mud run, which was so much fun. And this year I want to do the 10k one, because for some reason I've always done the 5k, but this year I really want to do the 10k mud run. Previous years I've just done the 5k like normal walk or run, whatever you want to do, but last year was the first year that I did the mud race, and it was so much fun. It's just a really fun event that you can do with friends or family. It raises money for charity, and I love doing events like that, and especially when someone that I know has been affected by cancer, and you know, seeing them deteriorate and how much it affects them, or like with certain family members or friends, they do actually pass away from it, and I want to do something to help. And also, there's so many people out there at the moment with cancer, and it's just nice to be able to support a good cause. I just think it's so important to do events for charity and raise money for charity. It's just being like a kind and selfless human being by doing things like that. So I will continue to do Race for Life and raise money for cancer research for as long as I can. And yeah, it's just something that I really enjoy. It's a day out with your friends and family, where you have fun, you have a laugh, and you raise money at the same time. And a cool thing about doing Race for Life and events like that is that you get badges at the end of the day to remember that, you know, you've done it, and also as a little reward for yourself. And these are all of my badges from previous years. So this is the one from last year. It's from 2017. This one 2012. This one hasn't got a year on it. 2014. 2013. This one's 2011. And then these two dog tag ones are from 2015 and 2016. These are proof that I have done it for the last couple of years, and I am really looking forward to getting more and more of these, not just in cancer research but other events as well. The last thing that I want to talk about is children, and like I said, this may sound a bit creepy but it's really not. The whole fact that I want to talk about children is because growing up I was always like the eldest in terms of the friends that my mum was surrounded by. So when I lived in London, the friends that my mum was surrounded by, they had children, but I was always like the eldest, so I was always surrounded by children. My dad's side of the family, where there's only 6 grandchildren altogether, I'm the eldest out of the 6. In my mum's side of the family, where there's about 22 of us, I sit in the middle. But I've always been surrounded by children, and I've always been really good with children. Like, they approach me and they just, I don't know, they just seem to really like me, and I really like children as well. So from when I was in 6th form, so I would have been 17, 18 years old, I knew that when I went to university and did my undergraduate course, I wanted to do something related to children because I just wanted to work with them. So at the time it was either I was going to be a primary school teacher or, you know, work somewhere that involved working with children. So my undergraduate course was in childhood studies. I did that for 3 years, and after I graduated I was a bit unsure of what I wanted to do, because I went from wanting to be a primary school teacher to not wanting to go down that field just after I graduated. So I worked in a nursery for 3 years after graduating, and I really enjoyed it. I loved being surrounded by cat's going crazy. I loved being surrounded by children, so I worked with children who were as young as like 2 or 4 months old, right up to 4-year-olds, and the spectrum of like child development is amazing. Like, I know that some people find children really annoying, some people really dislike having children around them, and you know, it can be hard, it can be stressful, it can be irritating because they ask loads and loads of questions, but at the end of the day, there was moments where, you know, they would just make me laugh so much, and I'd just be like, wow, you know, seeing the development of children is something that really interests me and fascinates me. And yeah, I just love children. There is so much that you can do as a nursery nurse. Obviously, if you go up in the industry and you become a supervisor, and then you become you know, third in charge, assistant manager, you know, that is where you grow in that sort of industry. But for me, it just wasn't the area that I wanted to be in. So then I started this whole fascination of, okay, what if I incorporate you know, that child development side that I've got and the fact that I have diabetes, and kind of combine them and become a children's nurse and one day specialize as a diabetes nurse. And this is what led me to applying for my master's course in child nursing, which I'm currently doing. I'm about 3 months into the course, and it's a 2-year course, and I'm absolutely loving it at the moment. And I know that it's one thing seeing a child perfectly healthy and well, and that side of it, and it's a completely different thing seeing a child unwell and, you know, deteriorating and stuff like that. But I want to be that person that helps the child, helps the family. One day when I specialize as a diabetes nurse, I want to incorporate the fact that I have been in their shoes and I know what it's like to be diagnosed with the condition, to live with the condition, and just be kind of like a role model for those children. And I know that working with children doesn't just involve small children, it involves right from the start, you know, children who are born all the way through to teenagers. So again, that is something that I've had experience of being a teenager with diabetes. My camera battery is flashing. Sorry about that, guys. I had to change my camera battery and I kind of forgotten where I had left off in the last clip. But I suppose that you guys get the gist of why children is included in this video, because they're just... I've always been around children and I want to work with children, and one day I would like to think that I'll have a child of my own, or two, I don't know. Alan's probably going to watch this video and kind of switch his phone off at this point, but that is it for letter C of A to Z of me. I really hope that you guys do enjoy these videos. I really enjoy making them, and if you do enjoy them, let me know by giving the video a thumbs up, and also by subscribing down below. The big red button is what you want, and I will see you guys really soon with another video. Bye. Hey, bye bye. Hey, bye bye. She doesn't look impressed, does she? She can hear like cars outside. Mommy. Mommy. Oh, okay, she's had enough.